Hey everyone, this is LuckySevenDX. Welcome back to Let's Play Paper Mario Sticker Star. In the last episode, we took on Stage 2-4, where we got ourselves another scrap. Also, Stage 2-1, we got another scrap. We got one back in 2-2 a long time ago. Now that we have these three scraps, it's time to head to Stage 2-5, which is actually the final stage of Drybake Desert World 2, whatever the heck you want to call this thing. Drybake Stadium. Keyword is stadium. That is something that will come into play later, but you will see that. It's basically your one hint for a certain something that will be described later. So, there is a hidden pipe over here, by the way, but that's something we'll do more with later. That's going to be our little shortcut pipe, which we're going to actually take advantage of because I don't have the weakness for the boss, because this is a boss stage. Also, you do need the scraps because, well, without the scraps, you don't really have much of a level, because it's kind of the level, so we need to go ahead and paperize here and put our things down and get ourselves an actual level to play with today. But yeah, we have a boss stage, and this stage, honestly, I'm not a very big fan of it for two reasons. A, because, well, we're going to get our first real chance to see how ridiculous the bosses are in this game, and just how much you have to do in order to do them without using the weaknesses, and then just how easy they are with their weaknesses. We're going to get a good chance to really show that and show that sort of weakness in the game. And then this level in particular has a major weakness. It's not bad if you know what you're doing, but if you don't know what you're doing, it can be a very big pain in the butt. So, we'll see more of that as we go. For now, though, we have a cutscene, because those three scraps, they kind of create a little U thing on the ground. But in reality, what happens is, those three tiny little scraps, they fold out, and suddenly, they become a giant tower. Hooray! So, as you can imagine, we have to climb this whole tower, and this is going to be one doozy of a level. But hey, we'll take it on. Also, I like the little music that kind of happens there. So, Kersti's gonna be like, yo, this was probably from a royal sticker! And, well, actually, yeah. We have a royal sticker, we have a boss, so it's the final level of World 2, guys. It's gonna be pretty exciting. So, you'll wander in here. The first thing you'll notice is, actually, I want to pick up this, as you can see, I brought some jumping hammers. Bring jumps and hammers, just trust me on this one. I'm picking up a hammer for demonstration purposes, though. Anyway, you'll notice a bunch of toads on the wall. You'll also notice a paratroopa come and fly by and nail me in the face. It's really actually kind of rude, and I really kind of don't appreciate that, Mr. Koopa. Really, just gotta stop being so rude. It's rude to go bomb someone in the face. It's just not polite, man. Anyway, you'll notice a bunch of toads around the... No, stop. I just want this jump sticker. Leave me alone! Well, at least I got past him slightly. This is why we can't have nice things. At least I have a fire flower, and because because the paratroopa's not here, and he's just a normal Koopa Troopa now, we can actually just do that to win. So, whatever. It's kind of silly, but can we just be done with the fights and I can get to explain the mechanics of the level, please? Appreciate that. So we have all these toads around. You'll head over here and you'll notice, oh man, you can't go anywhere. There's a door here, and you can't really go through, but there's a toad here, and he's, like, holding up some stuff, and there's some space to put, like, stickers and stuff here. So you'll be thinking, what's going on? I don't know what to do. This is actually the one point in the game where Kersti actually is kind of helpful, because she'll actually tell you they look all the same, but some of the toads are in slightly different poses. And if you actually look around here, you'll notice this toad over here, also kind of like how you move around, the camera sort of pans around. But anyway, this toad is holding a boot, a jump in his left hand, and, on the other side, we'll find another toad who's going to tell us what's in the right hand. So if we take a peeky peek over here, we'll notice some spikes, which is annoying, but we'll also notice this guy's holding... Rude! This guy's holding a hammer in his right hand. I'm not going to bother fighting the spikes. I don't really need spike balls, because I'm going to just need a majority of hop slippers, really, for later, so... I forget which hand is which. I always forget which hand is which, and that's kind of actually a big deal, because if you screw it up, well, you'll see, because I'm actually going to purposely screw up, but hammer in the right hand, jump in the left. So, jump, hammer. So, then you go over here and you have to basically mimic that. So, jump, hammer, so jump in the left hand, hammer in the right hand. However, I'm going to purposely screw this up and put a jump in the right hand and a hammer in the left hand, just so I can demonstrate what happens when you get it wrong. So, jump in the left hand, hammer in, well, we're doing it the wrong way around. So, you get it wrong, and you get the evil toad laugh! Anyway, you'll get the little, oh man, you screwed up thing, and you'll lose those stickers, by the way. So make sure you get the order right, and make sure you get the right stickers, because as you can imagine, these puzzles, if you run out of the possible stickers, and you screw up and you use your only pair of stickers, but you put them in the wrong order, you're not going to have access to those stickers anymore. They're gone. Also, worn-out hammers do work. Just, this is my demonstration, that worn-out hammers do count too. So, anyway, if you run out of jumping hammers in that instance, for example, you have to leave the level. And you can't just press start to leave the level. You actually have to physically leave the level. So, that gets kind of a bit silly. Because if we go up, several floors and you skip the puzzle there, you literally have to walk down the entire tower, leave the level, go back in the level, then walk up the entire tower again. Which I've had to do in my first run because I screwed it up accidentally. There's no reason a puzzle should ever punish you so harshly. That's just really, really silly. At least in my opinion. So, this level is just kind of a bit meh to me just because of that reason. And a lot of the game has issues with the sticker puzzles and that if you screw them up, it penalizes you way too harshly. Anyway, go over to the spikes here because you'll find yourself a nice little scrap for the entryway. That's going to actually be the big puzzle over here. You can kind of see that we can't get this wall here, but we will want to grab some of these things here. What do we have? A power block and a line jump. I do want this spike helmet because we're actually going to need one later, but I don't really need a bunch of these. I want to keep extra jump and extra hammer for now, just because they'll be important later. But I really don't. I don't need the power block. I'll take the power block though. I can get rid of it later. Just gonna grab a couple of these nice AoE things, just so I can actually use them to hurt things in the future. Because, well, kind of need those AoE attacks for fighting normal enemies off. And while I don't need to fight them, I don't know. Do you guys really want me to run away from all these fights? Like, really? Like, that's not fun at all. No, that's just silly. I just stabbed myself somehow with the not pointing. That guy is following me as well, but I just stabbed myself with a spike. It's kind of awkward. Anyway, the hieroglyphics come alive and they ambush us. And it's kind of awkward. Anyway, well, I'll just go with the fire flower for this one. Burn, everyone! And we'll actually get a chance to see them attack here. Do be careful with fighting enemies. It's another reason why I'm avoiding enemies for the most part, because, well, they do a lot of damage, and you don't want to run out of health if you can help it. So I think a power block's enough to kill these two. Yes, it will. So, looks like I was right to pick up the power block after all, because that kind of helped out. So that takes care of those guys, and then we'll fight these Goombas as well, just because, I want to show these guys off as well. They're little hieroglyphic enemies. They're your only chance really to fight them, and they're kind of cool. I mean, when do you usually get to fight hieroglyphic versions of enemies? Well, not hieroglyphic, but like little drawing versions. It's just kind of cool. I like it. Also, I didn't kill any of them, which is kind of awkward, so I'm going to be taking some damage here. As much as I don't want to waste another line jump, I don't want to be taking more damage, so nuts to that, we're using a line jump. Please tell me it didn't kill that one even. Well, that just makes me sad. Taking all the damages. Do not want. I don't want to waste a jump or a hammer, because I know I'm going to need it at some point. So as much as I don't want to waste a hop slipper, I can buy more of these later. I'm going to be buying a lot more of these later anyway, so it's not a big deal. Alright, that's enough of you silly biscuits. Alright, what's next on our list? Well, we head on the left and we go circle around this way now. I guess I could take this worn-out hammer just because it's an... I don't know. Actually, I really don't need it. I really don't. I have a normal jump and a normal hammer. That's all I'm going to need. So I don't like having worn-out hammers. They look ugly and they're worn out. Okay, call me picky. Call me OCD. Call me what you want. I'm not really OCD, but... Anyway, these guys got their spike balls using in the stand if you want to dodge them, and then be like, hey, you're rude! That one was frozen in a really awkward pose, but that's okay. Really, spikes, though, I don't want to deal with you, so... Let's go waste one of these, because I have plenty of them, and they won't be nearly as helpful for the bosses, or bosses in general, so... Really don't need that many shiny shells. Really don't. 2 hammers, though, that's, Hey? You stop throwing balls at me, it's really freaking rude. Anyway, so you'll come over here. If you come over this way with it first, you'd notice, oh man, I can't keep going. And if you actually come over here, you can actually see that the scrap would be right there. So that's your way of figuring out where the scrap is if you didn't know that you can go under the spike thing. So that's their little clue, I guess. But we actually got ahead of time because, we're going to save time. This is going to be a long enough episode as it is. I'm probably going to have to split in 2 episodes. So, well, 2 parts that I'll put on the same day or something like that. So, That's just a... hi, Buzzy Beetle. You're here, and bot hammers I don't care about. Nor do I care about spike helmets. So, moving on with our existences, because nuts to the Buzzy Beetle. Don't have any intention to fight him today. Don't need that flashy shell. I've already got plenty. So if you head over here, you'll be like, oh man, can't really go past this thing. So once again, we're kind of forced to go in one direction and go from there. Also, we should be seeing more toads. This is another one of those toad puzzles, so we'll keep an eye out for those. Because as we go here, we should actually, before I get to that, well, there's one right there. So boots in the jump's in the right hand this time. But this spike will ambush you. You can literally kill him just by having him follow you until he dies. Because eventually he just drowns and dies. Yeah, that's just a thing that happens. So it's an easy way to murder a spike, I guess. So jump in the right hand. There's that if we need to. And then if you're wondering, as you can see this time though, there's 3 slots, not just the one. So we got to be careful about that one because well, there's more slots for us to deal with. You'll see that the hammer's in the left hand, so it's hammer jump this time. It's the opposite of the first one. Leave me alone. But then you'll be wondering, what's the third one? Because you don't really see a third one. But if you head up here and you get rid of this spike helmet here, you'll notice that there's a spike helmet there. So the spike helmet's actually the one we need to put on top of the thing. So basically it goes hammer, spike helmet, jump this time is the pattern we're going to need. So make sure you have a spike helmet, because if you're like being throw away all those spike helmets or don't collect them because you just don't like them, you're just going to kind of be in all sorts of trouble. Also, I got the flashing line jump. That's what I was going for, because I'm pretty sure I don't have one of those in my inventory, so that's cool. I'm going to grab an extra spiky helmet just on the off chance I screw up and need to... Just on the off chance I screw up because I don't trust myself, so... On the off chance that happens, like I said, spiky helmet's there. So, hammer, spiky helmet, jump is the pattern we're doing here. So just don't do it's not hammer, it's not jump hammer, it's hammer jump. So make sure you don't mix it up, because literally in my first playthrough of the game I did mix it up and I only had one spiky helmet, and you can imagine my woe when I had to go down to the bottom floor of the level and then come all the way back up here. I mean, some of the sections are slow. There's sand, it slows you down, there's all these enemies and spikes in the way. You really don't want to deal with that. Just trust me. So please tell me I got this right and didn't screw it up by some stupid reason, because I'm terrified of that. Nope. I like how you get the little, yeah! Oh, Toad, you and your high-pitched, raspy voice, or whatever the heck it is. It's all sorts of strange and weird, and I like it. Anyway, burn hammers are pretty good, so I'm definitely going to be picking up a lot of these. They're fairly good AoE that'll help us against a lot of the enemies here. Grab a POW block, because you are going to need one at some point. The POW block is a necessity for one of these puzzles. Hello, Buzzy Beetle and friends! We're just gonna not talk to you at all. Anyway, once again, can't go to the right. It seems to be a trend of this this area. But this time we're actually gonna have pathways outside to deal with. So something a little new, I guess. Get some slap hammers. How much room do I have left in my inventory anyway? I'm actually out of room. At this point, I actually don't need the spike helmet though, so there we go. Now we have room. But I also don't really need the jumps and hammers anymore, if I remember correctly, so that's also a thing that could potentially happen. Anyway, if we head out on this one, we'll head to the right first, because you'll see a sombrero guy and Luigi. Gotta love the sombrero guy, though. But anyway, we know what happens with Luigi. We saw this back in the boss stage of World 1. Was that 1.6 or 1.5? I think it's 1.6, yeah. Anyway, grab him, and Luigi will come out, and now we'll have a new newspaper article to look at later. So that's cool. Also, while we're here, you know what happens to musicians, Shy Guy? They have to all die. Because I said so. Anyway, this seems like a good opportunity to just use a burn hammer, so that's exactly what I'm going to do. Burn everyone! Well, it wasn't enough to kill him, but it was enough to make him cry. V-cammer. I don't trust myself, V-cammers. Yay! Murder! So, that takes care of that guy. Always good. Whoa! What? What? They literally dropped the big one-up mushrooms? Really? Really? Huh. I was not aware of this fact. Interesting. That being said, I actually have no need for 2 of them. I have the 1, so that's enough for me. Yeah, I know I'm throwing out a big one of mushroom. Honestly, they're pretty easy to get. You just go back to 2-1 and get them. And like I said, I'm not going to need more than one. So they do take up a lot of space, unfortunately. And we'll be able to actually I think you're actually able to buy them, just flat buy them soon enough as well. So not that concerned. Anyway, I was about to throw out a hammer for a hammer. That doesn't make any sense. Moving on. I never knew you can get big mushrooms to drop. I never knew that was a thing. Huh. Anyway, you walk over here. There's actually a little hidden hole over here. Not too hidden, but it's there. Also, you'll notice that there's a door right here, but it's blocked by the sand. So somehow we have to get rid of the sand. I'm just going to murder you because you're just going to get in the way. I just don't want to deal with you. I have burn hammers, sir. You do not scare me in the slightest. Probably should wait a tiny bit more so I can actually one-shot this guy, but you know what? It's really not that big a deal, especially if he's going to just be a stupid head and do that. I'm just going to go ahead and slap him in the face! Boom! Slap hammers are really satisfying. Like, they're really, really satisfying. I love them. Anyway, I'll avoid you, though, because you're just mean. The ones that throw spike balls are not too hard to just juke out and dodge, unless you just accidentally jump into them. In which case, well, I guess you're just going to get into a fight after all. I'll just use the line jump. Simple and easy. There you go. Enough of your silliness. Oh, you're gonna drop it. You're gonna do one of those. Huh? Actually, doesn't iron jump work here? That it does! I don't care for your spiky balls. I got an iron jump, yo! Not good enough for me. Anyway, grab the ice flower while we're gonna head out this way, and there's a pipe here. You can imagine where it leads to, but before we do the pipe, we'll deal with some other stuff first. Namely, going around this way, and you will soon see that this door is upside down. So, what do we do with upside down things? We grab them from the wall, we turn them around, and we make them better again. You can kind of tell, actually, because the bottom of the wall is green. That's kind of, I guess, your indication of it. I don't know, it's not the best indication, but it's really all the hint you get in terms of what to go on here. So, just not one of those paperizing, flipping around and paperizing again sort of deals. We've done that a couple times, it's no surprise. But this time, the sand it'll cause the sand to drain out, which means, as you can imagine, that's the sand that was blocking the door. So we now have access to that. While we're here, we're obviously going to want to go into this pipe, and this is a good chance to restock. I'm going to wait till later to restock, because there's a little trick you can use also to help out, but this is your shortcut back to the beginning of the level, so this shortcut is now forever unlocked. It's pretty cool. I'd go back and heal, because that is an option you can do if you're low on health, but I'm actually at fairly good health, so I'm not too worried about that. I feel like I can get to the... Well, I can definitely get to the end. There's not many enemies to fight at this point anyway, so we're pretty much good to go. There's another power block over here. I'm going to grab it. I'm probably not going to really use it, because I'm not going to keep this many power blocks. I really don't need this many power blocks. I really, truly don't. Yeah. I'll probably be tossing a couple of these at some point, because I'm going to be throwing a lot of not shiny stickers and making them hot slippers, because I really do want hot slippers. I also want this chill hammer because well, chill hammers are actually something I haven't shown off yet, so I put one into the museum, but I haven't actually shown it off. And then the shell, you know what, I really don't need. I don't really need the shell either. That's gonna be another thing that I'm probably gonna get rid of, but whatever. I don't need the spike balls. They're not bad against the boss, but they're not going to do enough damage to really be worth keeping. You're really going to want the hop slippers. Just trust me on this. Anyway, there's a bunch of toads this time holding up things, so that seems a little bit confusing. However, the trick to this one is, head over here, look at the toad. His head is facing to the right, his feet are facing to the left. This is important, because that's actually what we're going to be looking for. So we're going to be looking for a toad whose head is facing to the right. As you can see, this one's not, nor is this one. His feet aren't facing to the left. So you're going to look for that, and you'll find that a fire flower in the left hand, and it is a fire flower. And then if you keep going around, you'll notice the other one is a POW block in the right hand. So fire flower in the left hand, POW block in the right hand is the trick to go with this one. Luckily, you'll find a fire flower right here. So we'll grab the fire flower, and we'll fire flower in the left, POW block in the right. Don't screw this up, because if you screw this up, you're not going to find another fire flower on the level. So unless you have extras, which I guess I could actually use a shiny fire flower and be okay, because I think shinies work too. But still, waste not, want not. Do it properly. Do it right. It's for the betterment of all. So we're good to go. And that's actually the end of all these puzzles for the level. We're actually finally at the end. You'll find a healing point and a save point here. And of course, what we have there, well, there's going to be a boss. But I'm not going to deal with the boss quite yet because I need to go restock. So here's the trick. You go to the save point, you save your progress, and then you press your home button, you press the close button, and you press the go, we'll start the game over again button. Because once you save, you can, that's an easy way to exit the level. If you need to get back to that point, you, it won't save your progress. You won't, like, if you leave and go to a different area, you'll have to come back. But there's a pipe that'll take us back anyway to fairly close to that area. So at this point, you know, you quit out, you go here, and you restock. And by restock, I mean get a bunch of hop slippers, because hop slippers are your best friend in this game for bosses. Seriously, like, I'm not even joking. Like, hop slippers are the best thing in the world. You will love hop slippers. Just appreciate the hop slipper. They are beautiful, beautiful things. Love the hop slipper. Also, well, I guess there's a hop slipper over here technically, so I'll take a freebie. So I'm going to quickly restock, and then we'll make our way back to the top and fight the boss once more. This also might be where I cut the video if the boss takes me a while, so heads up on that. That might be a thing. We'll see how I feel. Anyway, before I buy stuff, I need to get rid of pretty much almost everything. I'm happy with 3 of these. I don't need one of these. I'll keep that just because I want to show it off. I don't need a jump. I don't need a jump. How many hot slippers is this gonna give me, though? I really want like 10 normal hot slippers if I can, so how many am I gonna get? That gives me only 6, so I need to get rid of a couple more things. I don't need... I should probably be selling these for coins, but you know what? For the sake of speed, I don't care. We'll go with that. That's a good 9. That's good enough for me. So basically, we're just gonna massive amount of hop slippers. Trust me, we're going to need a lot of hop slippers. So this is a good enough batch of things for me. I'm content with this. So I'll quickly just show off the shortcut, and then we'll cut, and I'll skip to the rest of the top of the tower, because you don't need to see me climbing 2 more floors, because that's just silly, and ain't nobody want to see that, so we won't. Anyway, so all you do when you come back in, as you can see, it doesn't go back to the save point, but it does save all progress in the level, including us knocking this thing down. So taking advantage of the game's mechanics in order to save us a little bit of time. Always pretty nice. Anyways, I'm going to cut till I'm back at the top of the areas. Or we're going to have a battle. We can have a battle as well. You know what? You know what? You know what? Nuts to you. I don't care that I'm wasting a shiny shell. I don't need them. I don't need you, shiny shell. I don't need you at all. I also don't need a hammer, but whatever. I'll find a good replacement for that at some point. So I'll see you guys when I'm back at the top.